On this episode of Photo Work, we continue our talk with LA-based fashion photographer Randy Tran.
Stay tuned.
You've been able to work with a lot of amazing clients.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us how you were able to land such amazing clients?
So Urban Outfitters, I was able to photograph my friend Jolene. She's a blogger, and she does all of the she's big in, like, she loves social media, so she's able to land a job with them. And she pitched my name, and then we shot, and those pictures ended up on their website, and then they also ended up in their stores. It was just like, it works out when you like. It's crazy how things work out. You know, it'll go. That's one job, and that's just through friends, you know. And then I had another job, work with me and this model follow each other on Instagram. Social media is a really good thing when it comes to these things. Followed each other, loved each other's work. She signed with Photogenics at the time. I think she still is. I'm not sure. Her name's Bo Dunn, and she's an amazing artist as well. And she was like, hey, I'm doing an art installation for this person. And I was like, oh, who? She tells me, Kris Jenner. I was like, shut up. So that's like really cool too. I was able to go to the Kardashians' house and we were shooting, and her installing her artwork, her neon sign that says, need more money for Birkin. Need more money for Birkin. So it was like really cool. We were in the Kardashians' house, just sitting there. I met like all of them except for Kourtney and Kendall. And I was just like, this is really nice. It was like still like starstruck. I didn't know what to say. I was just like in front of these people. And it's not like I haven't like, I don't really get starstruck when I meet celebrities or anything, but it's just like, oh my God, it's the Kardashians, you know, so big. And then, yeah, took pictures of my friend and Kris Jenner together. And I'm going to tell you guys, like, those big clients, and then I'll tie it all in. And then a couple other one, like W Magazine. It's not pure editorials, which I want in the future, but it's like nice features, you know. So my friend, she's a blogger, and I'm telling you, these influencers do really make a statement when it comes to it. She got featured in W Magazine. We done Nylon Japan together as well, like things like that. So it's like small things, but it's really nice to know like it's still in there, you know. And I think a couple Billboard, I got to shoot Ashanti, and that was really fun. That was through a stylist friend, and he was like very last minute. Hey, I need a photographer. I think our photographer bailed. Can you hop on? So there's like moments where it's like really. I'm telling you, time will do its job. When it comes, it comes. And I'm telling you, when it comes, it pours. So there's like this whole month of August, I've been so blessed. Like, it's been back-to-back things, so it's just like really nice. I got to work with the Detox Market. Have you guys heard of them? I think they do mostly green makeup, so all natural and stuff. We did a whole campaign with. I did a whole campaign with them. It was really nice to work with, and then I shot one of the actresses from the new movie Crazy Rich Asians for Shown magazine. And all these jobs, you know, besides hustling and stuff, besides like emailing people, it's like knowing people too. Make good connections and really just hone down on like knowing these people and like keep connected. If you have a job and you can't do it, you kind of want to give it to the person next, right? I usually give it to my assistants and stuff like that I've worked with, because I know what they can do, and it's mostly like what like I've mentored them to as well, or like my friends that are my peers. I also hand over jobs too if I can't do them, and that's the cool thing where they'll do the same, you know, and you want to be in like really nice to people on set, because at the end of the day, you never know where these people are gonna go, and they might pick up a job and they're like, well, that person might ask them, like, do you know any photographers? So it's like all good networking and like being really genuine when it comes to these things too. Because if you break ties and just like be mean to everyone on set, it's not going to be good. Your career is going to go down for sure. You can't be like a crazy person. You're not there yet. I feel like if you're like a big photographer, I mean, you shouldn't be treating people less than they are, but there are people out there who do, but they only make certain people feel good because they know that person's a good network to have. So things like that. I mean, you can definitely pick and choose whoever you want to be friends with, but I still think you should be at least respectful to others on set. And like, that's where it's going to be for you to make good clients, and that's how it is. And cool thing about working with some of these clients is like, I got to work with my friends. It's not random people, it's people that I know, or like new people that I do get to know. It's like they become friends as well. And that's how I like it to be, where I feel comfortable, because if you don't feel comfortable on shoots, it's like it kind of does stop your like environment to being where you want it fully to be.
What was it like working with teams from some of those high-end clients, those awesome clients?
I feel like every team is totally different, and like the perk of having friends on set, it's really nice. And that's the thing. I've actually seen some photographers bring their own people on set for certain clients as well. So it's like you kind of want to be loyal to everyone that you work with. I have my own team, ready to go. Like, this is who I'm working with throughout the whole time. And those are the people that I always keep loyal to. And every time a client does reach out, I just like, these are the people I want to work with. And so having some of those high-end clients do ask, like, I do tell them, like, well, I want these people. Even though they'll like, hey, we already have some people to do hair and makeup. But if I'm generating my photos, I want someone I can trust and actually execute what needs to be executed. So being loyal to your team is really important. But it's amazing to work with other people as well. Not that I shut other makeup artists or hairstylists out or stylists. I give them an opportunity. It's nice to work with different people at times as well, because sometimes like you kind of want a new venture or new look into things. So it's nice. With my high-end clients, like I said before, like it's good to be able to work with friends. So it's very comfortable, and their teams are amazing. There are a few creative directors that could be crazy, but it's at the end of the day, as long as I got their shots, I'm like good. I think it's been really nice and a pleasure to work with my friends on like big sets. Yeah, I'm still searching to shoot bigger clients though. Yeah, bigger clients. I like I said, I'm not there yet. I know I can be more when it comes to it. Yeah.
Who you?
Who would I want to work with?
Can you put it out there?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to.
Let's let them know.
I would love to work with like a lot of clients. I mean, Maybelline. I mean, they're super fun. Like I've done sponsor stuff for them for BeautyCon, but that's like small things. But would love to work with CoverGirl or MAC, Urban Decay, like beauty brands. Those are some of the brands I would love to work with. And then fashion brands, I would love to shoot for Net-a-Porter, Urban, PacSun, even though they're all different. That's the thing though, I love shooting different realms of fashion. Either it's less or more, like it's fine. My biggest goal is to shoot for, one of my biggest goals is shoot for like free people or what's it called? this other Bazaar and things like that. But I know they have specific people. We'll see. Maybe they'll open up. I mean, Vogue definitely opened up for like people too. And for magazines, I would love to have like editorials in W Magazine or Flaunt, Vogue, and all like types of publications. But those are the main ones I would love to have in. Yeah. I mean, I have had features, but they're not the same.
As the full editorial.
Full editorial.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they asked me. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm really humble for all those other publications that believed in my work or like really liked my work to be featured in too. Yeah.
What's the best way a new photographer can get published?
So I feel like everyone's experience is so different. I mean, there's new photographers coming out of school, right? They can talk to their professors and see what connections their professor has. You know, as for freelance people who are self-taught, your best way is to keep shooting, keep getting your work out, keep building stories. That's one thing about me, that I like have this background in art direction as well, and so I keep having stories that I want to tell. And that's the thing, if you're going to the editorial route, then you need to keep building those stories. I think in the future, I really want to take on art direction. So with like photography, this could just be your learning base, you know, keep getting your work out, keep working. As soon as you want publications, it's when you start reaching out to publications. There's always like a contact button that you can reach out. It's the matter of you wanting to reach out and hustling down. I mean, I'm still nervous when like I contact these magazines because they could say no, but that's not the worst, you know? So it's just like, that's where you're gonna be able to reach out and get published. And lucky enough, there's some photographers who get found to get published. I've had multiple magazines reach out to me too, like, hey, come submit. I'm just like, no, give me a dedicated page. You know, I don't want to submit. But you know, those are starting points. If you're definitely starting out looking to submit your photos, be sure that your work is telling a story. It has to be cohesive. If it's all over the place, it's most likely not going to get published. And that's what I can tell you right now. And because I've gone through it, I'm just like, you have to have the right face, you have to have the right story to tell, and the right team. It takes a lot. And you know, I love building fashion stories. I love building beauty stories. Either it's about color or things like that, or movement and pieces that you want to capture. Like, this whole story is about movement. Of course, you're going to do all, like, mostly fringe or flowy items. So that's, like, some things that you need to tackle and understand. You need to understand when it comes to, like, story building, or, like, if you want to tell, like, a story, like, someone in the ranch and, like, things like that. It's possible with photos. So, like, and bringing in fashions, like the costume of the story, right? So those are things that you should like keep in mind when it comes to photography. Like when you want to submit photos, it should tell a story.
What would you tell a new photographer to help elevate their work?
I say, like, I always tell people, or like my friends who are like learning photography, always keep shooting. And I know it's like pretty cliche for a lot of photographers to say it, but it's honest to God, like the best advice that you could never give someone, because the moment you stop shooting, I feel like that's when you start getting artist block. You don't know where to shoot. But if you continue to shoot and have people to shoot, you're going to continue to think of new locations to shoot, new stories to tell, new things that you want to shoot, right? I feel like once you stop, it's just like that brain block. It's just like you're gonna have artist block, And that's the cool thing about like me continuing to shoot almost every week. Where like almost every week I do shoot, and having the shoot almost every week is like you can't have a block. If you have a block, you can't work. You know, you can't hustle. And I advise like new photographers to come in, like try new things. Even if you don't have a client, if you don't have clients to shoot or have friends to shoot, you have things around your house. You can start trying interior photography or things like that. When I was first starting out, I was shooting anything. I was shooting like food. I love food, and I do food photography on the side, like for fun, and like things like that. Even on your phone, just training your eye and like looking at every angle, every aspect that you can look at. Then that's where like your photography is gonna elevate. And having other than building your eye is having a good team. Your team will elevate your work. The better you get, your team should be doing the same. You should be able to communicate and like be able to bounce off ideas with your team. I've worked with some makeup artists and I've worked with some stylists where it didn't work out because they didn't have the same vision as me. And I'm fortunate enough to find that team now that I can build my vision with. My stylist, her name's Sarah Consumba, and I'm able to like tell her one thing and she's like, all right, I already know what you're thinking, you know. And that's like amazing because it's hard to find your team. And I didn't know what that meant until like these past few years I was bouncing off other stuff, whoever was available. And you know, I was just like, no, I need to find the stylist that understands what I want. And so meeting her and like one other stylist, his name's Eli, I'm like to completely throw my ideas at them. They're like, okay, they come on set. And it's just like the most like wonderful thing to know that they have the same vision. And they're so easy to work with. And like I said, like when you have that team, that's going to elevate your work because you're going to get into the mood of making it happen for them as well, because you're going to have that drive to like, okay, well, my team has good things. Now I have to deliver. So it's things like that that you really need to have when it comes to being a new photographer. It's just finding the right people to work with. Even if you do landscape or any other photography, I still feel like you need a team as well when it comes to it. Or even like travel photos. There's people holding, I've seen people hold lights to take pictures for, you know, of the culture and stuff like that. So it's just like, it's not always a one-man team when it comes to photography, because it takes more than one person to create amazing images, especially in fashion. You know, I could be like setting up lights for an hour, but if I had a team, it breaks it down. I'm less stressed, and it makes things go better. You know, yeah. I mean, those are two things that you really need to have when it comes building to elevate your work. Good eye and a good team at the end of the day. Yeah.
And hustle.
Yes. And the drive. Be hungry.
Be hungry. Is there anything else you want to follow up with?
I think I'm good.
I think that's a wrap. Thank you so much for being on our show.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited for this.
Yes.
I was telling my friends, I don't know what to do. I was a little nervous, but it felt more comfortable sitting here.
Good. Yes.
I might have babbled on a little bit, but I think it's like useful information.
It is useful information, and the beauty of a long format podcast is to be real and to be raw, and people relate to that versus being so like just perfect sound bites.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a conversation.
Yeah.
So thanks
that's
for
the
chatting.
cool part. Thank you for having me.
That's it.
Okay.
We're now done with photo work.